The blood ritual is on its way for Tom Brady against Jon Gruden. Tom Brady, 11 playoff losses. His 12th playoff loss is going to occur against Jon Gruden. We will see Jon Gruden beat his former team, the Oakland Raiders, and now we're going to see Jon Gruden, Raiders coach, beat his former team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The infamous Tuck Rule game on January the 19th, and what is about to come 19 years later for Coach Jon Gruden, and the end of Tom Brady to no other than Jon Gruden. The beginning occurred against Gruden. Payback begins by having Gruden beat Tom Brady to kickstart the Raider dynasty. The 12th playoff loss is on its way against Jon Gruden. The Skull, the Pirate, the feisty man on the sidelines, self-proclaimed asshole, the Skull that's going to bring down Tom Brady. Skull has gematria of 12. Jon Gruden has gematria of 12. Gruden will be defeating a 12 light path Bruce Arians after Arians won the Super Bowl exactly 12 years after he won the Super Bowl as offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl 40 over at Detroit. Arians' 12 light path loses his 12th game to the Skull, Jon Gruden. And as previously discussed from last night, you know that we have connected to the dots to the beginning of the dynasty. As predicted a couple years ago, the year 22 belongs to Derek Carr. The Bucs are 4-0 in the playoffs with Tom Brady. New golden boy is 6 light path Derek Carr. Revenge for Jon Gruden is on its way against Thomas Brady. This is the beginning of the Raider dynasty. Revenge happening with Derek Carr. The blood ritual happening in the Super Bowl at Inglewood, California, with a California guy, Derek Carr. Tom Brady will have 7 Super Bowls. At the end of the day, the Raiders would win their 4th championship, and at the end of the day, it is Jon Gruden that will retire with 4 Super Bowls. Tom Brady 7, Raiders 4. Masonic, Jewish, after the win against Patrick Mahomes. The sacrifice of Tom Brady is happening when he's at 7 Super Bowls and 3 runner-ups. The blood sacrifice is going to happen against the Raiders. The end of Tom Brady officially begins the start of the Raider dynasty. Inglewood has gematria 50. Sacrificed has gematria 50. This is going to be a blood ritual Super Bowl. The black man loses to Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes. Now Tom Brady loses to the team that got completely screwed over by the Tuck Rule. How do we know this is a blood sacrifice? Blood sacrifice has gematria of 67. The amount of time from the Raiders from the Vegas Bucs game, the amount of time from the Vegas Bucs game on the 25th to the Super Bowl is a time span of 67 weeks. Notice how it's 15 months. Notice how the last Super Bowl was over at Tampa. Yeah, Tampa has gematria 15. I don't need to enter into the calculator. Why do we like Tampa to make it back to the Super Bowl? It's Tampa that can make it to the Super Bowl of the stadium of the Rams. Rams, gematria 51 and 15. Tom Brady will win the NFC next year. Tom Brady will be playing in yet another Super Bowl. Another Super Bowl Tom Brady's going to be playing in. 67 weeks from October the 25th, the time that Brady defeated the Vegas Raiders, to February the 6th. 67 weeks. We all know the blood ritual is on its way. There'll be no Aaron Rodgers. There'll be no Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys will not make it to the NFC Championship game until Super Bowl 57. Then they'll lose the conference title. The curse of Jon Gruden for all of these years for the NFL to script out the Patriots in 9/11 and new golden boy Tom Brady. The curse of Brew Gruden is back. The Buccaneers are in a state of purgatory and mediocrity and outright horrible quarterback play once Brady is gone. 228 months from the time that Jon Gruden destroyed the Raiders. This is the curse of Jon Gruden that he has inflicted on the Raiders. January the 26th was the day that the Raiders absolutely took it, that Jon Gruden absolutely took it to the Raiders. The 26th day, February the 6th, 2-6 of 2022, when the Raiders make it back to the Super Bowl. That time span from the Raiders' Super Bowl loss to Jon Gruden to February the 6th, time span 228 months. The curse of Tom Brady gets unlifted. This amount of time ties into Jon Gruden's blowout in the Super Bowl. It's no coincidence that we see this happening 228 months between the time of the two matchups between the Raiders and the Buccaneers. In gematria, when we talk about the tuck rule game, notice how it's tuck. That's got gematria 55. 55 prior Super Bowls before Super Bowl 56. We all know this is going to tie into Jon Gruden. We all know that the gematria of Jon Gruden having the same gematria as Inglewood makes this a very fitting ritual. Not only do we have to compute the word tuck, but tuck rule, tuck game, you have to compute the full picture. The tuck rule has gematria of 144 and 45. History lesson here, next dynasty, and once again, it is Jon Gruden. The same tuck play happened between the Buccaneers in Vegas in that rigged football game. John David Gruden has gematria of 67. His full name, think about Israel, think about Zion, think about the Star of David. 67 weeks from Raiders, Bucs to the Super Bowl. We all know that Gruden is beating Brady. Gruden's revenge against Tom Brady. He is the skull. He is the guy that's going to get the revenge against Tom Brady to make it Brady 7, Raiders 4. 7 rings for Brady, soon to be 4 Super Bowls for Jon Gruden, because the Raiders will win 6 Super Bowls. This will be the beginning. Tom Brady is born in the year 77, so eventually Tom Brady has to get sacrificed. I want you to notice the 1983 NFL season. Not that it was at Tampa, but this was the year beginning with 83. The Super Bowl matchup, the all-time series between the Buccaneers and the Raiders will be... So Vegas leads the series 7-4. This is going to tie into the God number because Tom Brady is God. He wins all the time. Masonic, occult 74, gematria 74, big number Jewish 74. It will be 8-4. The Raiders' 8th win against the Bucs is going to occur against an 8 life path in the Super Bowl. Bruce Arians, I think, will get the number 1 seed next year. I think they will be 6-0. And at that point in time, I think the Buccaneers' playoff record, if they're the number 1 seed, will be 6-1 after they lose the Super Bowl in the 7th game to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders has gematria 76, Thomas 76, revenge 76. Raider has gematria 55 and 37. Los Angeles 37 years without winning the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl will be played on the 37th day of the year. Buccaneers, gematria 37. the Tuck rule and the Patriots. Patriots has to match up 37. So the running total is 34-11. And so 36 if Brady makes it to the Super Bowl, and it's 37 if the Bucs have to go on the road again. Then the Buccaneers can find themselves 7-1 if that is really what's happening. So this is all contingent on will the Bucs be the number 1 seed. So this is what we're talking about right here. So the 10th loss of the Buccaneers in their postseason history has to occur against Gruden. That's Jamacha Tuck. The 10th playoff loss for Tampa Bay. February the 6th can be written out as 6-2, the 6th day of the second month. This ties into the gematria of Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of Arians, for example. If Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl with 36 wins as a number 1 seed, it's Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. Gematria 122 and 32. Okay. Compute Vegas. Vegas, this is the gematria of Inglewood, California, in case if you didn't realize that yet. Super Bowl at LA, 1 year and 3 months. $69 points in this game. That's gematria of Gruden. This is how it's all scripted by the numbers in that Super Bowl over at San Diego. And now, where do we get to for the list of Super Bowls? We derive the relationship between the Super Bowl record of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Super Bowl record of Vegas. Vegas 4-2 in the Super Bowl. Gematria is going to lie to you and say that Gruden is Gematria 33. You got to be careful with these Gematria traps. Tom Brady is an 8 life path, but at the end of the day, the gematria of Jewish and Mahomes and the gematria of sacrifice equaling 73, and the fact that Brady 7, Raiders 4. At the end of the day, it is Brady 7, Gruden 4. When Gruden eventually wins 4 Super Bowls. Now we get to the Tuck Rule game. What is the relationship between the Tuck Rule game and what is about to happen? What was the score of that game? Raiders had 13 points. That's gematria of LA. No doubt that's going to have something to do with this. I can see 6 consecutive playoff losses, wins before the Buccaneers lose their first in the 7th game. That would be if they were as a number 1 seed. Now, Tom Brady wins 7 consecutive playoff games before he loses the Super Bowl if they have to go on the road. So keep that in mind. This is pretty spot on. The Super Bowl drought ends 38 years later, 37 years without winning. Buccaneers, gematria 37, Los Angeles 37. Is the 37th day. I mean, I think we're pretty spot on with this. Oh yeah! Brady's last playoff loss was to the Titans. Titans has gematria of 83. The Raiders championship occurred during the 83 football season. They won the Super Bowl in the year 84. Tennessee, gematria 34. Tom Brady has 34 playoff wins. Right now, his last loss was to Tennessee. Tennessee Titans has gematria 54. The next loss is over to Vegas. Over at Inglewood, California. Connect the Tennessee Titans of the last playoff loss of Tom Brady and his next playoff loss. So Titans, Patriots. 33 points. Gruden has gematria 33. What is it? John David Gruden, David Gematria, or it's Carr, or it's Derek. Derek is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Derek Gematria, 25, last Super Bowl at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, 25. Derek, 25, GOAT. Derek, 43, GOAT, 43. You see that? Derek Carr is beating the GOAT. Derek Carr will be the golden boy of the 2020s. Derek Carr will be. He will be unseating Brady. He is the next golden boy of the NFL. He is. And now Tampa Bay Buccaneers postseason record, and we have the actual game between the Titans and the Patriots conclude and compare and break down the relationship between the Tennessee Titans and Super Bowl Sunday of the year 2020. Notice how the last playoff loss on January the 4th of 2020 is a date numerology of 45. Jon Gruden, 45. Jon Gruden, the next playoff loss in rigged fashion. 25 months later after losing the Super Bowl. 109 weeks later, it's the Gematria of Los Angeles. It's all rigged. It's all scripted. It's all a big hoax. That's all it is. That's all it is. They defeat Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to lose the Super Bowl. He's going to be 7-4 in the Super Bowl because he's the God. He's the invincible one, according to Roger Goodell and the script writers. 26, 27, 28. If they have to go on the road and win every playoff game, 29 is fitting for Jewish and Masonic. And that the 29th win would prevent a repeat. And now, as we speak, this is going to remain at 19 because they are going to win the Super Bowl 19, 20 years later from the time of the Tuck rule. This is pretty spot on. And as we conclude the relationship, what is the relationship of Jon Gruden's birthday to this time? 76, 77 weeks from Jon Gruden's birthday, Tom Brady is going to be ritually sacrificed. It's a done deal. He's going to get ritually sacrificed. Remember what 77 is. Sacrificed as Gematria 77. This is all a ritual skull and bones tribute. The skull and bones, everybody. The skull and bones death ritual is on its way. The skull and bones, Vegas Raiders, Gematria 56. Inverted star, inverted star. Derek Carr is the same Gematria football. This is how you know he's the next golden boy of the NFL. Derek Dallas Carr, Gematria 87, 8 Super Bowls for Brady, 8 Super Bowls for Belichick, 7 for Tom Brady. The Ram sacrifice the goat. That's the meaning of the Rams. The Rams sacrifice at the stadium of the LA Rams. Time to sacrifice that goat to Abraham. Tom Brady ritually sacrificed next year. That is the script. It is a done deal. It is happening. Jon Gruden and company are winning the Super Bowl. It's going to ritually happen. And now you have to go to the skull, Jon Gruden himself. The skull. The skull that's going to bring down Tom Brady. That's going to emerge as the dynasty. Jon Gruden will be the dynasty. He is on his way, 57 years of age when training camp is upon us. There's no doubt about it. It's on its way. There's nothing that you can do about it. 8 light path Jon Gruden. If Tom Brady's playing his 8th game in the Super Bowl, we know exactly how 8 has everything to do with this. His 4th playoff win, if the Raiders are on the road, which they will be on the road. Right there. 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 4. Last computation. The Skull has Jamacha 108. Dynasty Jamacha 108. Jon Gruden Jamacha 108. This is ritualistic. This is ritualistic. It is happening. The Skull, Jon Gruden brings down Tom Brady. It is happening. 14 days from their birthdays. 1-4 was the game. 14-day numerology. 2/6 of 2022 is a 14-day in numerology. This is the Gematria of N. The ritual is upon us.